The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are the speaker's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Greater Media Productions or Virginia State University. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. Some topics presented may be highly sensitive to some of our audience. Your discretion is advised.
Coming up on Orange Table Talk.
At the end of the day, I know where I'm from and I know who I am. And I think I'm very proud of myself.
You really got to find your purpose and what you love. And if you can't fit anywhere else, make a spot for you to fit.
Go ahead and get comfortable because Orange Table Talk starts right now.
Hello and welcome to Orange Table Talk. I am Zamaya Brown, the Vice President of Greater Media Productions.
And I am the founder and current president of Greater Media Productions, Malik Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Orange Table Talk, where Generation Z and Millennials get together to keep it hot at the table, which stands for honest, open, and transparent.
Today at the table, we will be discussing stepping out of your comfort zone and into a foreign environment, as well as using your stereotype as motivation. You know, Malik, I thought that the two best guests to have during this conversation would be none other than Miss Niyah Harvey and Daryan Almonte.
Come on! I agree. Welcome to Orange Table Talk.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
It's so nice to have you guys.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Hey, everyone. I am Niyah Harvey, a honors computer science major hailing from Baltimore, Maryland.
And I am Daryan Almonte, a first-year mass communications major hailing from Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Well, it's very nice to have you guys on the show today. Quick question. Why did you choose VSU?
It was one of those schools where it wasn't like too close and it wasn't too far, but I knew I had to get out of Virginia Beach and I just had to like find new ways to make connections and you know, at first I just saw HBCU and I was just like, oh snap, that sounds cool. But then I saw VSU and I just started looking up videos and got more interested as I was applying.
Okay, on the real, I did not know about VSU. They came to my school, the admissions team, and no other school did that in my area. So that's something that really stuck out to me. So I took that. And they gave me scholarships. So bingo, I'm here.
I'm glad y'all spoke on that because VSU was literally nowhere on my list.
Mine either, actually.
I wasn't thinking too much about the HBCU. Mm-hmm. Definitely PWI. Felt like I felt there. I fit in there. Because literally VSU was like, I knew my brother was coming, and I was like, that was one of my main reasons I'm not coming.
Makes sense.
But then I was like, yeah. So it definitely gave George Mason at first.
If we're being hot, honest, open, and transparent, VSU offered me the most money. So my mom told me I'd be stupid not to take it.
Take the money route at all times.
I know that's right. So, okay. So can you describe your experience so far at VSU as incoming freshman? Not really incoming. Like this is y'all's second semester.
Wow. Yeah.
I know for me, your question was how has the experience been? Mm-hmm. Pretty much. It's been great. It's been dope. I think like coming into VSU as a freshman, I just knew that I wanted like a name for myself. And like I just wanted to do something like within my school, like just something better than like how I was like working like in high school pretty much. And I feel like I got all that like taken care of. I've met a lot of like different great people and like important people like on this campus and everything. So it's been dope.
They say network.
Mm-hmm. From my experience, I'd say everything that I've gone through here and everything that I've not touched but went through different, I'm just say orgs or whatever.
Right.
It built me to be a better me. And I love that for me. Mm-hmm. But I know I still have room to grow, so I'm ready to see what the rest of my years here hold.
Most of that. Yeah. So you got 3 more. Y'all both got 3
yeah.
more. Come on. Come on.
Out of 4. So Malik, you did touch a little bit on networking. And Miss Niyah, you did touch on org. So you are both in student leadership. How would you say that being involved in student leadership has made you into the person you are sitting here right in front of me today?
This is a very good question. I'm going to say actually being open to learning new things because, you know, coming into a school, some people, or maybe even yourself, you can act like, I already know what I'm finna do, so I don't even have to ask anybody for help, nothing like that. It's the opposite for me. Like, I ask anybody for help. It doesn't matter who you are, what's your classification. Sadly, most of the people I get advice from are seniors and they're leaving tier. But it's really a learning process. And student leadership, I love it. It's not for everybody, but I say if you're going to go into it, keep an open mind to learn. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, for me, student learning, like being a student leader and like, being me, like still being me at the end of the day is like, it's definitely a huge learning process. Like first just being a freshman and just like getting used to the whole lifestyle and everything and being away from home is really hard. But then being a student leader and having people look at you and ask you for questions and for a lot of advice. And it's also like, it can be hard, like being patient and being humble, but that's like another big lesson I've learned for sure.
We are definitely in the public eye as a student leader. It's definitely not easy at all.
So you guys, I'm not necessarily a student leader. Like I know Malik, you are in SGA. Yeah. I am in my own personal leadership, but not as public to VSU campus. So would you all three say that being in student leadership, like are you put on a higher pedestal? Like are you given more expectations being in the position you're in?
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Most definitely.
Care to elaborate on that?
I say it's complicated.
It's very complicated.
I mean, for instance, like even going to like a simple event, like people will look at you funny or record you just to say, "Oh, this person's there." So like,
Oh yeah. I think people fail to realize at the end of the day, we are individuals and we're the students saying we're the same people.
Heavy on we're also humans. I try to explain this a lot. I know people see me in the dress and the sash and they just expect me to be maybe like a wall almost. But I'm human too. I have basically almost the same qualities or many as qualities as another person. So I think acknowledging the fact that I'm basically just like you. I don't consider myself to be higher than anyone else or anything. I'm pretty normal and weird, but yeah.
Love that.
I do too. This is a great answer.
Okay, so with that being said, and being humans, we all have to take many steps in our life. And for you all, that step was coming to Virginia State University and you stepped out of your comfort zone to get here. So can you tell us about that? And speak on y'all's backgrounds and where y'all come from. Because Niyah, I know we're close, and so I know a little bit more than you, Daryan. So definitely share your backgrounds and where y'all come from.
I don't know. Me, like I just grew up in Virginia Beach. And like pretty much all there is to, I mean, like once you've done everything in Virginia Beach, like it gets boring.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what else we gonna do? So you just make up like things off the fly. And so I was always like, I don't know, I felt like I was living the wild life. My parents would, like, let me go out and, drive because they trusted me and everything. So like, I'm just kind of used to the sand, the water, and doing fun things.
Must be nice.
And and like I've always been into like modeling and music. Since I was a little kid, I've been wanting to DJ, and I was like 15 when I got my first mixer, started DJing, and so then I got like a little fan base back home, started doing weddings and quinceañeras, like all that.
Come to mind. Whatever that would be.
Yeah, and so like little by little, I was like I always had a name for myself, whether it was like with sports or outside of school, and and you also were asking about getting out of your comfort zone as well, right? And like about like how this how it became. Like,
you came to VSU, you stepped away from your hometown, from Virginia Beach,
and parents.
Exactly, your parents, your family, the comfortability of your hometown, and you came to a completely new environment where you did not know what you would expect. You came completely blinded, and you had to walk by faith. Like, how was that experience for you?
That was also like crazy too, because it was like me like second guessing myself, like if I could really do it or not. When I saw the application for running for Mr. Freshman, I really like did that like just off the fly. Cause I just saw the email. I was like, I think I could do that. Sounds cool. Didn't even know what it really was. Did my application, and then I remember I had vacation, and I came back to school like a week late, and I was like, oh snap, like I got accepted. So I started campaigning. I was like, immediately all I did was like, after vacation, I went straight to Walmart, printed out 100 copies. And it was like this Instagram post I had a long time ago for prom. Vote me for Mr. Freshman. Just put them like everywhere. I put them on the handles of the doors and the elevators. People started getting to know my name, and that pretty much forced me to get out of my comfort zone to start campaigning, asking people, hey, you want to partner up and everything. And yeah, like that whole process was just me out, like just getting out there more than I would normally would. And from the campaigning to like pageant week where we're like just practicing and walking, like because I've never done it. Like I've never done a pageant in my life. I have no clue what a pageant. I had no clue what a pageant was, what I had to do, what I had to go through, how to walk, how to talk, how to look. Like I knew how to model, but like I wasn't used to this. Like
to that point.
Yeah, Niyah is used to this. Like she does this for real. Like, as you can see. Like, yeah. So the whole process for me was just very new. But the whole time I had confidence and I trust myself because, I feel like anything I put my mind to, I can run through it with flying colors. For sure.
What about you, Miss Harvey?
So for me, definitely not the beach. I'm gonna say it was like city life. Cars, just straight cars, streets, the city. I came from honestly just community service, or I was almost a nerd. Math clubs, chess clubs. I was in dance programs and stuff like that. I am a musician, so in like grade school, I did handbells, cello. I did marching band, so I did bass drum. I played snare. I did a little bit of tenor drum here. But like I'm a musician all around.
On the drum line.
I just anything you expect from me is really like the opposite, low key. I'm not really like, I don't want to say prissy, but like a little bit different. What was the second part of the question?
Like you came to VSU, you stepped out of your comfort zone into a foreign environment. You had to walk by faith. Like Malik did tell me a little bit about where you're from, Baltimore, and it's a completely separate side of the coin, coming from Baltimore, Maryland to Petersburg, Virginia. So did you want to talk more about like your home life and the switch you had to make coming to VSU?
Honestly, I don't want to say I was completely independent because I pretty much was dependent on my parents. But at the same time, I was really just working, making money, and going to school. So I didn't really go out much. So I didn't really party or anything like that. So my life is kind of similar here. The only thing about it is I can't like go upstairs and say like, hey dad, what's for dinner or something like that, or go to my mom's house and pick with them or something. So I guess learning distance, but a safe distance to where I can still call them or any time of the day and still talk, where I still feel at home. And then I made family here. So it's not really like a big difference. It's like an expansion on my family. Also, just to clear up, okay, I was in another pageant before and I did hold another title. Okay? But my thing is, like, I didn't win the title that I was going for. So for me, when I did Miss Freshman, I did that pageant, it was like, okay, Niyah, you didn't win this. And for me, I wanted to push myself to prove that I could do it. So that's what I did. And I stayed humble throughout the whole process. I actually didn't think I was going to win, but I surprised myself, and I want to continue to push myself out of my comfort zone, be comfortable being uncomfortable. So that's something that I'm keeping in my mind. Mindset is everything. So yeah,
definitely. There's some good answers, Malik. What you think?
So the background for me, it was very. I mean, it was all right. I mean, I ain't even gonna lie and say it was, but like y'all said, you literally. Like you said, you made a name for yourself back at home. That was the case for me. So coming here, it was like a whole nother thing. It was like, I now have to talk to new people. I now have to get to know people.
Make new friends.
I mean, yes, it's like, oh my gosh. Because literally my first week coming, I'm not even gonna lie, I was literally depressed. Like literally it was texting my mom like every minute, like, Mom, if you don't come pick me up now, this may be the last time you see me. Like
Lord.
it was okay, it wasn't that deep. But no, seriously, it was literally like I'm not okay being here. Like it was very different. But what happened was I just prayed, and the next thing I know, God gave me the vision to start Greater Media Productions. Literally, it wasn't like, oh Malik, you're gonna go beat these people. No, it was like, oh, you're gonna start Greater Media Productions. That Sunday, up all night, doing the Constitution, ready to submit on Monday.
As you should.
That's literally what happened. And from there, that is what opened the doors to everything else.
Stepping stones.
Yes, literally everything else.
Oh,
so.
I love that.
That's a great.
Now look where we are. We got our own talk show. We got a studio production.
Yes. And I know y'all. And I know y'all. So, yes, that's... Yeah, what about you, Zabaya?
So high school, I wouldn't say it was that different. I'm from Richmond, so I went to Highland Springs High School. Shout out my Springers. Probably none of them watching. But I did. And a lot of us came to VSU, so I still had a lot of friends coming with me. Right. But the person that I was in high school, I would say is very different from the person I am in college, because I saw VSU as an opportunity to branch out more than I did in high school. Mm-hmm. In high school, I was also in the marching band. I was a dancer, and that was basically all my time. Like that was basically it. Like I couldn't really do much but that and go to class. So I was very in a small bubble with my band friends and my classmates or whatever. But once I came to VSU, I was with everybody. It's a whole new set of people. It's a whole new group of people. Everybody's from completely different backgrounds. You got people from California, from New York to Florida. Exactly. Like people are from literally everywhere.
Yeah.
So many New York people.
Is like in the building.
Jesus. Can't say nothing bad about New York today. But yeah, when I came here, I decided to really open up more and connect more with other people. Mm-hmm. And now, look at me, vice president of a whole organization.
And so what you did not share that I would love for you to is, so at your high school, you were a minority.
Yes.
So speak on that.
Well, not in my high school, in my previous education. So
Same.
I've moved a lot in my life, probably like 13, 14 times before I got to high school. Wow. And in all of those schools, I was a minority. I remember my middle school, I was probably one of maybe like 10 or 12 Black kids out of the entire school population. Wow. And it was weird coming from that and stepping into Highland Springs. And Highland Springs is in the heart of Richmond, which is bliggity black. So it was a culture shock for me, even though it's a part of my culture. Mm-hmm. It was weird going from Meghan Trainor music and
that was
pop
me.
Songs
that was me.
Going into Dreams and Nightmares. Like that was very, very weird.
I still don't know the whole song.
I've learned a lot of it. I've had to learn a lot of it. But yeah, it was different. Even like I said, even though it is a part of my culture, I had to basically, I don't want to say learn how to be Black, but like relearn accept who I am and step into myself as a Black woman.
Right. Mm-hmm. So speaking of that, did you ever face racism? Was that I'm just keeping it hot here.
Yes, I did.
Keep it hot.
Keep it hot. Yes, I did. In middle school, like I said, I was one of 12, and the other Black kids in the school were not very nice. I would say they were probably like the bullies of the school, which is kind of crazy because it makes sense though, because when you're such a minority, like you're such a small population, you have to rise to the top somehow, or these white people are going to trample over you. Yeah. So yes. But the other white students, they were racist. It was a very Trump-supported neighborhood. People would have their Confederate flags just waving down the highway. Trump stickers on the back of a pickup. Walking to school, people just yell slurs at you. Like it was very.
Walking to school.
Yes, Birmingham, Alabama is where I went to middle school.
Oh, no.
Yes,
no.
Walking to school. Yes, and I lived in a very suburban neighborhood, and people would have like Trump flags and everything out there. But I decided to use that stereotype as that one Black kid in that class. I used that to my benefit because now look at me. I'm one of thousands of Black kids at an HBCU, so I didn't let that get to me.
Yeah, so. I'm glad you mentioned that. For you all, did you ever use, I guess, your stereotype and your background as a motivation to get you to where you are?
I think I'm still doing that today. Even going back to Baltimore, like, we don't have kings and queens. Right. Honestly, the only queen I knew was Queen Elizabeth. You know? Seriously. So, and then especially, I've been told I sound white before or something like that. And then coming from Baltimore, I guess I don't have an accent or stereotypical accent. Right. So people just assume, oh, you're not really from out there, something like that, which is fine. But at the end of the day, I know where I'm from and I know who I am. And I think I'm very proud of myself, of my growth. I'm tearing up, but I'm proud of my I'm proud of my growth of where I am today. And despite, you know, the racial, you know, because I went to basically a white elementary school. So again, calling me white and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I'm still prospering. So that's really my motivation at the end of the day. And I love it.
Yeah, for me, I definitely use like that as my motivation. I think I've always had to, because my school was actually very like versatile, like when it came to race and everything. I will say it was mostly white people, Asian people, and definitely a small amount of black people or like people my color. But I know for me, like I was always in programs and academies. Like for my high school, I was in a STEM academy, and there were so many Asian people, white people, and I would get jokes thrown at me, you know, about, oh, you're Mexican, even though I'm not even Mexican. Like it's not my race. You know, asking me crazy questions, wanted to touch my hair, but.
That's excessive.
That part too, though.
But yeah, like a lot of that would like annoy me and like maybe frustrated to even go to school. But I would still go to school and like still be at the top of my class, like doing the best in any project. And then even coming here, like being called too light skinned or the pretty boy, or like of course he gonna win. Like, of course he gonna do this. Like I get that too many times, like too often. But at this point, it doesn't affect me. It just makes me want to work harder at anything I do. So, yeah.
So, we did talk about this a little bit. Our statistics as young Black men and women, we are not set. It's not seen in society for us to make it this far. Like, we are college students. We go to an accredited university.
Right.
And we are getting our education. We're furthering our education. Because some people in our culture don't even make it past the high school diploma. Like they drop out because they have family to take care of, or they have family of their own that they happen to have. And so how do you guys cope with that? Like you are beating your statistic.
Okay. I think, I will be the first to graduate college, period. And especially in HBCU.
Come on. Love that.
Yes.
Thank you. So, and then I just want to thank my mother and my grandmother for actually, because I found it like, oh my gosh, stop. But you know how your parents will like brag about you?
Yes.
But now that we're talking about it, I can see it, because in my family, it's not like a huge success rate. Where we're coming from, it's not a huge success rate, or just, oh, she done graduated high school, you know, something like that. Or she got accepted here, or she got this scholarship. She won this title. You know, it's like so many accomplishments that I don't acknowledge for myself.
Right.
And I think coming here actually helped me to do that. Because before that, I probably couldn't even list my accomplishments. Not because I ignored it, but because I didn't know how to.
Yeah.
So I think VSU was actually teaching me how to be me and accept me and be proud of myself. So shout out to VSU.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel very happy with how how the route of my life is going right now. Like I'm also, I think I'm like, it's my father and it's me that are the only people in our family that have gone to college, or me who's about to graduate. I'm the first in my family to even be in the HBCU or even be a part of any type of royal court or any type of So it's definitely something new. But I take so much pride in it because, you know, I hear my mom every day call me, talk about how she talks to her friends, and she'd be talking
the Facebook
Facebook friends. Like it's always the Facebook friends. And my sister, like she reminds me all the time like how much I've done and how much like I need to keep working for. So yeah.
Honestly, so I'm so glad y'all brought that up when it comes to the accomplishments and people recognizing what you've done. For me, it's the same way, but I struggle with accepting it. Like you said, Virginia State has definitely helped in a way of just taking pride in what you've done.
Right.
And accepting that, yeah, your name's attached to that. Yeah, you did it. Yeah, go ahead. You ate that.
You did it. No problem.
Right. So But before coming here, it's literally you will compliment me and I will take it as a grain of salt. Like, it's like, it's just like, okay, thank you. You just wasted your breath. It's like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
But no, really, to everyone watching, accept that you've done something. It's okay, even if it's a small thing. Accept that it's okay that you've done it.
That's self-love.
Yes.
It's so hard.
indeed.
It's so easy to forget. Like, really. To talk
Also,
nice to yourself.
not being I guess like a perfectionist. Like I can do something and then the next day I'm like, okay, so I need to do something else because I just feel like that wasn't good enough for me. And I think especially as Black women, we need to stop doing that. And again, acknowledge everything that we did and learn how to say like, we're not in competition with ourselves.
Definitely.
I mean, definitely not with anyone else, but stop feeling like you're not good enough or what you did was not good enough. Girl, you ate that up.
Yeah, every part of this. From the yum yum.
I'm weird.
Yeah. So Malik, how did you overcome that, accepting your accomplishments and walking into that new chapter of your life?
Or are you still learning?
That too.
I'm definitely still learning. I'm definitely still learning. Because literally sitting here at this table, it's just like, wow.
This should be a flex.
Like,
This should be a flex.
like wow.
This is a big
Like, y'all can't see the setup, but literally to have the people in the room that's here.
The setup is
Like,
easy.
this is like, yeah, wow.
A lot of people dream of this. A lot
Yeah.
of people
For
work
sure.
hard to get this, and you've gotten it at only 20 years.
Yes.
old.
Or procrastinate and still don't get it done.
Yeah.
That too.
And graduating at 20. I just,
Oh,
out in three. I ate it up. Okay. Look.
That's crazy.
But no, like I said, I'm still learning even at this age,
Mhm.
literally. But to everyone, embrace the process. Don't rush just because you see other people doing it. Definitely embrace the process.
Take
it took
your
a
time.
whole lot of planning. Because if I would have just jumped out there and said, you know what I'm gonna do, and I'm sitting here,
Yep.
I'm over here. I can't swim. We over here like, come on now. I'm drowning. I'm drowning. Okay.
Right.
But so definitely just know what you're getting yourself into.
That part.
I would say that. So definitely embrace.
Strategic planning,
Yeah.
time management.
And it's
Heavy
okay.
on the time
It's
management.
okay if it does not happen overnight. Okay. So, yeah. I'm still accepting.
Individualism too.
Yeah.
And also knowing every door is not for you.
Come on.
That part. Your timing will come. Took me a while to learn it, but you don't have to feel like just because she won this or, you know, he got the table talk going, doesn't mean that your timing is now too. Wait on it and trust it.
Come on. Say that. Can you got any advice for the people?
I mean, look, for me, it's you really gotta find your purpose and what you love.
Right.
And if you can't fit anywhere else, make a spot for
your
you to
own.
fit. Like, make your own spot because, yeah, just go get what you want and you'll have a better life doing that, really.
I love that.
Well, thank you, Miss Niyah and Mr. Daryan. It
Yes.
has been a pleasure having
Of
you
course, a great
on the
conversation.
very first episode of Orange Table Talk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hot, hot, hot.
Yes, we gonna keep it
Very
hot.
hot.
Honest, open, and
And
transparent.
transparent.
Come on. All right, tell the people where we can find y'all on social media.
You can find me at Daryan Almonte. It's my full name. DARYAN ALMONTE.
Okay, you can find me at Miss Harvey _ at MISSHARVEY _
It's the fact that people know you by your it's Miss Harvey. All right.
Brand
Zamaya.
yourself.
Thank you to everyone that has joined in the first episode of Orange Table Talk. I am Zamaya Brown.
And I am Malik Johnson. Be sure to tune in next week. We have another episode coming your all's way.
Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on GMP TV.
TV.
Make sure you subscribe so you won't miss out.
Zoom in real quick.
And like the video.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me tell y'all something.
Tell them.
I'm looking at this camera right here.
Right here.
All right, let me tell you something.
Mhm.
If you're not watching Orange Table Talk,
What are you doing?
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
It's time for us to be open here. Okay?
Get with it or get left.
Come on.
Period.
Come on. What they
Yes.
say? What's the saying?
I don't
What's
know.
his name?
Be there or be square.
Be there and be square.
Y'all better watch. Okay. Be sure to follow us on social media at Greater Media Productions. And yes, like they said, go subscribe to GMP TV.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only gonna tell y'all this once. Okay.
Better not let Prez repeat himself.
Let me know. But yeah, that will do it. We'll see you next week
At the table.
You better tell me your name, baby. I said, talk to me for a minute. Come on, let's talk for a minute.